Hi all and welcome back. So in this video, I am going to show you how to make a story map from the 4 different maps you created from part 1. So this will be part 2. So again, you're just going to sign into ArcGIS Online and we're signing into our CWI organizational account. Again, this might open up differently for you than it does for me, but we want to go up to groups. And you should have saved all your maps in this group here. If you didn't save it into the groups, you could always go to just content. And in content, you can find it. So these are the ones that I've created for this example here. So you can either use those or you can go to groups and do that. It might be easier, then you don't have to see a bunch of other stuff. But for now, I have here. So what I want to do is the first thing I created was obesity rates by county. So I want to open up this map. So this one just shows obesity rates by county. Again, you can talk about obesity rates because I mean, if you look at this, there's a huge spatial pattern, right? I mean, something's going on here where kind of towards the east, significantly more obesity rates than in kind of the west of the Rockies. So you might want to explain that, but then you might also want to move into your states that you're going to focus on and then talk about that. But so basically, let's start kind of here. I'm going to look at obesity, get that all centered. And what we want to do is we want to go to share. And here we want to create a web app. So before we went into here, now we're going to go into create a web app. And we want to find one that we want to use. And let's see, we want to use story map. So what we want to do is click on build a story map, and we want to use a story map series. And you can notice when I put the cursor over, you can't see it, but there's like little tabs. You can see kind of a light blue and then kind of a gray. So we want to select this, and you can preview it. You don't want to download it, but you want to create web app. Here we're going to have our title of it. So we can come up with a nice title for it. BC rates and core state. I don't know. Come up with a good title. I'm not too creative here today. And then you want to come up with a little summary you can put in there. And this is going to share this app with the same way that we created before. This will be different because this is for me. So we can do that. And this is going to be the title of our story map. So you're going to want to be, maybe you want to say obesity in New Mexico, something like that. So we'll do that. Obesity rates in New Mexico, something like that. And then we click done. Hopefully that was the hardest part, figuring that out. So next thing is we want tabs. So we'll leave the default, click start. And what do you want to call the tab series? Map series, we'll just leave it the way we just did. And then we can go there. So we can add a tab. So this is going to be the very first tab. So we might want to say obesity across the United States. So, and here it says map, select or create a map. So we can select one. We want to select a map, and these are going to be our maps that we created in our group. So you want to make sure. Actually, this is in our content. So let's see. Now if I just find the one I want. So I can do this, obesity rates by county. So there. And we'll just leave all this. We can put a legend in there if we want. You can click on this. It displays the map legend on the map. Helpful when the map has many layers and symbols. So let's just click in there. And we can put in some text too. You're going to have to kind of add text, but we can do that in a little bit. Click add. So notice this here. So now we have our little story map, kind of positioned a little nicer. Hold down. Whoa. I'm getting big there. So anyways, I'll let you fiddle with those things. Just hold the mouse down and squiggle there. The important thing is here, now we have our map. We have a tab called Obesity Across the United States. And in this text box here, you are going to want to start writing about obesity. Maybe in here you want to write about some of the patterns, the spatial patterns that you see about obesity rates, and so forth. Now what we want to do is we want to add another map. So you can add, and let's choose, select a map, and obesity and smoking. Probably not too correlate. So now it says obesity and smoking because it's pulling the name from the name I named the map. Yours might have obesity and smoking and then your initials. You're not going to want your initials in there. So if it had your initials, you just kind of just delete that. And you can add some text here. It has a legend. Add. Now we have our next map. Again, here is where you're going to get a little more tricky on the content that you're going to put into this map, where you're going to have to start explaining how smoking is correlated to obesity in your geographic area. So if we're in New Mexico, we can save that. So you have to talk about that. And you can also link your references in here. All you do is just click in here and you can type and type. And if you want to put hyperlinks in, you can put hyperlinks in and so forth. But here you are just almost like a paper. You're going to be discussing how smoking is related to obesity. Don't think smoking is necessarily related to obesity, but you can talk about that. This is just our example. And then again, you can go and edit, and we can go down to current. We can select a map and median household income. And we want to do, I don't know why that one didn't upload. Select a map. I don't know why that didn't update. Hold on. So BCN. Income. So do that. And save. Didn't. I edited it. That's why I messed up. Add. I put edit. Sorry, that was my whole messed up there. So select a map. Smoking. There we go. That's what I put edit, which was the wrong thing to do. But anyways, we got that. So now we can organize. You can change these things up and down however you want in order. So if we want smoking and obesity where I had it in the first place, we can do that and click apply, and it changes. Again, you can put in your text and so forth, add text. And then you can click up here and you can say save. Saving, saved, settings. So you can put out the layout options. I would kind of leave this thing. Mapping options, you can have a map overview, so forth. Themes, I would leave that here. You can change your theme colors. Maybe you're not a fan of the blue, you might want to go green. Header, you can change your kind of, says ESRI. You can change tags, so forth. Click apply, now it's green. And so forth. Then click save again. And so now we kind of have all that saved, and then you can view the story. And it didn't center, but that's your story map right there. It'll have some text because we didn't have text. Here's so you have the meeting house, you have text. So this is where you would have the normal text. You have your story. It's going to be zoomed in. People could still navigate. You're going to want to have it zoomed into your state, but you can still navigate. They can click on this, get the health information, and so forth. So that's kind of basically how you create your map, your story map. You can also go back here. This is where I was editing everything and share it. It's right now, it's private, so that means only you can see it. That doesn't help because I have to grade it. So you want to make it shared with the organization. And so now we're saved with the organization. So then you can have the link to it. You can embed it in a web page. Or you can make anyone can see it public. So that is how you save and thing. You want to send me this link when you're done. You want to highlight that, copy it, and then share it. And so now it says story is shared with your organization. So if I were to let's go back to arcgis.com. Sign in, content. I can go to content, and notice here it says BC rates in New Mexico, and it says web mapping application. These are just web maps. These are the small things these are individual maps that we made. These are your web mapping applications. I'm under content. It also could be in groups. It's right now, it's shared with the organization. So let's just click on that. And then I can open that. And there's your map. So there you go. Make sure you then kind of share that link with me. You can share this by clicking up here. Copy this, and you can then send it into your assignment. So I can take a look and grade it.